You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
We have team coverage this morning as we approach the first day of school on Monday. We'll talk about free lunch programs in Manatee County and how they deal with food waste in Sarasota County.
And thanks to all that red tide, the tourism numbers are taking a big hit here on the Suncoast. We'll tell you by how much.
And what parents need to know to make sure their kids qualify for the Bright Futures Scholarship Program. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Welcome back, folks. It is Thursday morning, August the 9th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Josh Stone is in for the vacationing John Scalzi this week. Take it away, Josh.
All right, Stephanie and Ray. Yeah, we have clear skies right now, and we're waking up to comfortable conditions, mid to upper 70s at this time in both Sarasota, Bradenton, and Venice, and throughout much of the Suncoast. Our radar remains very quiet. That's going to be the case today, I think, for most of the day, but inland, and especially for our inland viewing counties, we're going to get those showers and storms that could be on the heavier side later today. But highs today topping out in the low 90s. Again, we'll have mostly sunny skies for the most part. We're kind of in a transition day as well as tomorrow, and then things kind of change over the weekend, which is not really going to help so much with the red tide, and we'll talk more about that when I come back.
All right, it's a deal. Let's check the roads right now. Here's the traffic map in Manatee County. One little blip there at State Road 70 and 301 in the southbound lane. Otherwise pretty clear. Farther south, the northern half of Sarasota County. Some slowdowns there on University Parkway, particularly in the eastbound lane all the way from Tuttle and Lockwood Ridge out toward Whitfield. And then 41 southbound as you head between Bay Vista and Bee Ridge. Some early congestion there. And then our final map to the south, our friends down in South County shouldn't have much problem right now at 6:01 on your Thursday morning.
Our special team coverage continues for our back to school week. Now today the focus is on school lunches.
This morning we have Jackie Kelly live in Sarasota County with how that district is fighting wasted food in cafeterias. But first, Marla Spence live in Manatee County with how schools there provide free lunches for students in need. Marla?
Good morning, guys. I can imagine, just like you and I, students heading back to school this year will be gaining so many memories when it comes to cafeterias and also school lunches. Cafeteria workers here at Daughtry Elementary School have been getting ready to welcome hundreds of students back to school on Monday. They've been here getting the cafeterias ready by stocking up freshly delivered items that actually arrived on yesterday and making sure cafeterias are in tip-top shape. Now, those workers throughout the Manatee County cafeterias, they've been at schools throughout the summer, making sure items like stoves and refrigerators are in tip-top shape and working for the new school year. This year, Regina Toma, the Director of Food and Nutrition Services for Manatee County Schools, tell us in addition to that, they are adding a variety of choices to their menu for middle and high schools. Menu options like build your own burrito or baked potato are options that the director says may be favorable with students. She says they get to choose food items that they like while eating healthy. She also tells us many students coming back to school this year are those who participated in a summer feeding program, which wraps up this week. Toma also says just like the summer months, many of those students usually don't get meals when they're home during the summer.
A lot of hungry kids come back to school. That's true throughout the school year, especially on Mondays, where students may not have food available to them over the weekend. So a lot of our schools have backpack programs sponsored by outside organizations where they provide students on Fridays with backpacks. I've already set this up for Manatee, but
Now, one interesting thing Toma mentioned was an app available called NutriSlice. It's an online and mobile app that allows parents and students to take a look at what's on the school menu. She also says that if parents or students need to use that app, they can actually add money to a student's lunch account if a student does not receive free lunch. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. To make sure kids are updated on their shots as well, the health department's clinics are staying open a little later this week. Today and tomorrow, the immunization clinic on Ringling Boulevard will stay open until 7 p.m. For other clinics and their hours, go to our website, mysuncoast.com.
And just a reminder, all this week's special team coverage as we gear up for the start of the new school year. Everything from new security plans in the districts to how to save money on all those back-to-school supplies and how to get your kids ready for college early. New this morning, the Broward County Sheriff's Office has released hours of interrogation video showing Nicholas Cruz, who confessed to the school shooting at Parkland High School. You're about to hear what he said to interrogators and also what he said when they weren't in the room. ABC's Victor Quendo has a story.
Kill me. Tonight, for the first time, a window into the disturbed mind of Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz in the hours after the massacre that left 17 students and teachers dead.
Deserve to die.
Cruz, at times, seen alone, talking to himself during an 11-hour interrogation with the Broward Sheriff's Office. He's telling the detective he's attempted suicide with ibuprofen and alcohol, killed small animals, and has heard a demon voice inside his head for years.
Did the voice tell you to buy that AR-15?
Yes.
Cruz claiming the demon talked to him the night before the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
Well, what does it tell you to do?
Burn, kill, destroy.
Okay, burn, kill, destroy what?
Anything.
Cruz asking to see his brother Zachary.
What do you think Mom would think right now? If she would cry. She would cry.
Zachary trying to calm his brother, feeling partly responsible.
This is a big part of my fault also, because we grew up together. I know I was the nicest to you.
We also learned that Cruz considered an attack at a park just a week before the massacre. Specific details about the school shooting given in that interrogation were not released. Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami Beach.
For the latest on this story and breaking news and your latest First Alert forecast, check out our app under My Suncoast or WWSB.
All those images of dead fish washing up on Suncoast shores have caused tourism to take a hit here. Visit Sarasota is now talking with local businesses to get a clearer picture of just how big of a hit they've taken. They passed out a survey to various hotels and vacation rentals in the area. Out of those that responded so far, 75% have seen cancellations.
What are you seeing? Are you seeing cancellations? If so, are they day of cancellations? Are they cancellations for the future?
Now, Visit Sarasota is planning to send out another survey very similar again next week. And of course, ABC 7 has been staying on top of everything that you need to know about red tide in the area. Just head online to mysuncoast.com to get your questions answered. Everything from health concerns to pet safety around those beaches.
Well, you've heard of shopping sprees, but some women in Charlotte County are accused of a shoplifting spree. Deputies say the women stole deli, chicken, and lemonade first off from the Walmart on Murdoch Circle in Port Charlotte Tuesday, but they're also charged with several additional thefts that happened over the past week at that Walmart, also in Old Navy and the Macy's at the Port Charlotte Town Center. Deputies say a loss prevention employee at Walmart recognized them from a previous theft 2 weeks ago. The arrest led deputies to evidence of other thefts found in their car.
In consumer news, when it comes to scholarships and paying for college, most parents here in the state know about the Bright Future scholarships, know that they exist. But how can you make sure that your child is on track now to qualify for one?
When it comes to your child heading off to college, there are some big questions. Most important, how to pay for it. Well, here in Florida, one big option is the Bright Future Scholarship Program. Now, to make sure that your student is on track to qualify for one, understand how it works early.
Actually, students start acquiring high school credits as early as 7th or 8th grade.
Now, there are 4 scholarship levels. The Florida Academic Scholars Award pays for 100% of tuition at a public university. The Florida Medallion Scholars Award covers 75% of college tuition at a public university. There are also 2 scholarship levels for vocation education students as well.
It can cover all 4 years of college. You have to maintain a college GPA. They will, Bright Futures will automatically look at that GPA, so the student does not have to apply again.
Now, the best advice for parents, know what the requirements are. Each scholarship level requires a certain grade point average, a certain ACT or SAT score, and a set amount of volunteer service hours. You can also head online to mysuncoast.com for a link to the Bright Futures website.
And I personally can relate to this one. When my daughter and I moved down here, she was a sophomore in high school, and no one ever told us about the Bright Future Scholarship or how it worked or anything like that. We didn't find out till her senior year, and she was a couple numbers shy of the ACT score. There was like a certain number required, so she lost out on it. So parents, know what the requirements are and stay on top of those. And you can go back and forth with your guidance counselor. You can even go online to the Bright Future Scholarship website, which I do have on my Suncoast.com, and it shows you how to keep track of where your student is in that process, because they are great scholarships. I mean, 100% of your college, 4 years.
There's no equivalent program in Michigan?
No, absolutely not. We only had prepaid tuition in Michigan, so this is a great program that parents need to know more about.
Good to know. 6:10 right now, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Ever dream of working from the comfort of your stretchy pants and couch?
You have.
Yes, every day. If so, a major company is looking for you. We're going to tell you how you can get on the gig and apply. But first,
it is 6:10 right now on this Thursday morning. Pretty shot there of some of the buildings, the Rosemary District along the downtown Bayfront. Love that shot. Let's get the forecast now for your day from Josh Stone.
All right, starting off the day, Ray and Stephanie, our temperatures, I guarantee that, even though the graphic was blank, we have mid to upper 70s right now. Radar is quiet. Nothing to show you here, though, this afternoon. Some storms we get going inland. Our highs day topping out in the low 90s. But the big story, obviously, is what is happening with the red tide. And this report came in yesterday. A lot of reports here showing red on it, which shows us that things are high and not good for us. You kick in a westerly wind, and we're going to smell some not good smells in the air over the next few days. We'll talk more about this and have the latest on the tropics and your 7-day outlook in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular Event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular Event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. He's had the week off, and today is Friday Eve. There's another one we can add to the list there. Like that one? All right, we're looking at a radar. Not much to show you here. It's quiet, and that's going to be the case for most of the day. Other than the late afternoon hours, we have some storms that fire up inland. 75 degrees right now, clear skies, southeasterly winds at 6 miles per hour. These winds are going to change. There's an area of high pressure to the east coast of Florida that has been slipping southward over the last few days, and the wind shift is going to be coming up from the southwest and the west. And that's not going to make things very, very good for smelling the red tide. And if you have sensitivity to it, irritation, I know yesterday, boy, I was coughing, my eyes were watering, and it is bad. And you have these reports that show up in red here depicting very high levels of the red tide, and with these westerly winds, that blows the smell and the irritation and just that whole junk in the air eastward. And I think last week we had a story of some people were complaining they could smell it all the way 10 miles inland. That's not a good forecast for us. You can see the forecast winds with this area of high pressure that slips to the east coast of Florida further south. The return flow around it will bring those winds directly from the west, along with the sea breeze as well. So that's not looking very good for our forecast. As far as our tropical outlook, well, we do have one storm out here in the northern part of the Atlantic. This is Debbie. And Debbie is still hanging on to tropical storm life, but it's tracking over very cool waters now. And the good thing is it's moving to the north and northeast and away from land. And so we don't have to worry about that. But the rest of the tropics are pretty much shut down. Weak El Nino bringing upper level wind shear. We have some dust in the air and also the cooler waters right now of the Atlantic. You know, last time this year the waters were very warm. But they're still warm, just cooler than what they were last year. But that's what we like to talk about during the hurricane season, is nothing but quietness. And that's what we've got, at least today and the next 5 days. South-southwesterly wind, about 5 to 10 knots for the boaters. Sea is 1 to 2 feet with smooth conditions in the bays. Our high will top out at 90, and that's average. Expect mostly sunny skies and partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Another steamy day for us, as the heat index, or the feel-like temperature, will be around 100 degrees. And isolated showers and storms will get going, and most of those heavier storms will be inland. Kind of in a transition day today and tomorrow as well. Not much activity in our forecast for tomorrow as far as showers and storms. But things change over the weekend. That westerly wind kicks in, and that's going to help ignite the sea breeze moving further inland. The convergence will take place inland, and then we'll have some of those heavier storms, about 30 to 40% chance over the weekend. And back to school day is this next Monday. Same situation, and temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s and lower 90s over the next few days. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Josh. Let's take a look outside and check out your first alert traffic. All the roads in Manatee County are still running pretty smooth as of this hour. Even 301 has actually cleared up. It was a little bit busy there, but other than that, it is looking pretty good. And if you're heading a little bit farther south into Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad so far at this hour. Most of even the main roads are running pretty smooth so far. And if your commute is going to take you a little bit farther south in the county, 75 and 41 are also looking pretty good at this hour. It is 6:18, and that is your first alert traffic.
If you are looking to work from home, Stephanie, Amazon is looking for you.
Yes, yes.
The online retail giant is looking to fill more than 200 virtual jobs that allows employees to work from their home wearing yoga pants in the afternoon.
Yes.
The jobs are in a variety of fields, including employee relations, cloud computing software development, and senior regional logistics leaders. No, that's over your head.
Yeah.
Those who are hired will receive the standard employee benefits package that Amazon provides to full-time workers.
Oh, man, I need to work on that. All right, some big changes are finally coming to the Oscars. The Academy has finally announced a new category for achievement in popular film. It's one of the big changes that they're planning to make this year. The good news, they are planning to keep the show within that 3-hour window. That is a big one. It also plans to broadcast the ceremony a little earlier. They're also going to be handing out some of those awards during commercial breaks as well. This year's Academy Award airs on February the 24th.
Now we're down to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Can I get 2 hours?
No. Well, 2 hours wouldn't be bad. I mean, you look at the Golden Globes, they do television and movies within like a 3-hour window, so I feel like they can narrow that down a little bit.
Can we get the actors and actresses not to talk about politics, maybe?
No, that's kind of what makes it interesting.
Next year? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's good stuff.
All right, 6:19, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
An airline is accused of taking 2 kids who were flying alone on a flight off the plane, putting them up in a hotel, all without telling their parents. We will explain.
Also, some discount flights from Tampa being announced now. You'll like those as well, including to Stephanie's hometown. Those stories and much more coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face, in your face,
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Welcome back. It is 6:23. Pretty shot there. Looking at South Manhattan there across the Brooklyn Bridge. Beautiful shot there, the financial district. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast.
In this morning's Health Smart, a new study about expecting moms you might be happy to hear. It suggests that inducing labor at 39 weeks instead of 40 or 41 may actually be good for both mom and baby. Now, that study says that women who had chosen induced labor at 39 weeks actually have a lower chance of experiencing certain complications and didn't increase the chance of problems for the baby. The results show that waiting longer to give birth could raise the mother's likelihood of needing a C-section.
Consumer news, more flight options for you out of Tampa International Airport. Frontier adding 6 new nonstop routes, including Charlotte, Syracuse, Portland, Maine, Grand Rapids, Michigan. You're going to go there.
Yep.
Greenville, South Carolina, Norfolk. Flights start in the fall. You can buy tickets right now. And they've got all these other airlines besides the biggies. It's good for all consumers.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, speaking of airlines, one family is accusing Frontier Airlines of diverting a plane carrying their 9- and 7-year-old kids traveling alone, putting them up in a hotel, all without telling their parents.
ABC's Adrienne Bankert has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the parents of 2 small children are furious. They say that Frontier Airlines left them in the dark when their kid's flight was diverted. The 2 are flying as unaccompanied minors from Des Moines, Iowa, back home to Orlando last month when weather forced them to land in Atlanta.
I went up to the gate agent, and she confirmed that it, in fact, had been diverted to Atlanta.
They say no one at the airline ever contacted the family to tell them who was taking care of their kids.
That's the biggest frustration is, as a parent, you want to minimize the risk that, your kids have.
Frontier Airlines tells ABC News in a statement, in keeping with Frontier's policy, the children were attended to at all times by a Frontier supervisor, placed in a hotel room overnight and provided with food. And coming up at 7 a.m., what you need to know before your children fly. With your GMA First Look, I'm Adrienne Bankert, ABC News, New York.
To look at me now, you don't see psoriasis. You see clear skin.
You see me.
But if you saw me before Cosentix,
I was covered. It was awful.
but I didn't give up. I kept fighting.
I got clear skin with Cosentix.
3 years and counting. Clear skin can last.
See if Cosentix could make a difference for you. Cosentix is proven to help people with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis find clear skin that can last. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting Cosentix, you should be checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, or if you've received a vaccine or plan to. If you have inflammatory bowel disease, tell your doctor if symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
See me now. I'm still clear.
How sexy are these elbows?
Get clear skin that can last. Ask your dermatologist about Cosentix.
Clogged pores are disgusting. Introducing DermaSuction, the easy way to suck that yuck out of your pores. DermaSuction removes blackheads and dirt from your pores. Just look at everything it extracts. The secret's the gentle vacuum action. Watch as DermaSuction extracts so much yuck, leaving your skin feeling clean and youthful.
The gunk that had been pulled out, I was pretty horrified, but better in the DermaSuction than on my face.
It's almost addictive because you can see all this stuff coming out of your skin that you don't even really know is there.
Call now to order your DermaSuction for just $19.99. We'll also include our small and large body probes, the Sonic Microdermabrasion probe, and the handy travel case, all absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You can get all this, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-213-9301. That's 1-800-213-9301. Or visit dermasuction.com. So call 1-800-213-9301 now.
The Players Center invites you to explore the family dynamic in the classic story of On Golden Pond. The Tony Award-winning play opening August 9th is funny, thoughtful, and brutally honest. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. On Golden Pond is calling you.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
It's summer on the Suncoast, and you know what that means. It's Friday Fest season.
And you are invited.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy some of today's most popular country songs, mixed with a healthy dose of hits from pop, rock, dance, and the blues, August 17th with Sarasota's Rebel Heart.
With high-energy music, food trucks, beverage vendors, and more, it's the perfect spot to enjoy our summer sunset over the bay.
For more information, go to this number or go to mysuncoast.com/FridayFest.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
All right, starting off this morning, we've got our special back to school coverage. Everything you need to know about your kids heading back to school.
And you still have time to donate to the Sarasota Police Fill the Cruiser campaign. It goes until tomorrow evening in downtown Sarasota.
And with all that red tide in the area, more dead dolphins have turned up as a result of all that. We'll tell you where they were found. We have those stories plus your Thursday forecast. It all starts right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning to you. It is 6:30 on this Thursday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. August the 9th, and it might sound familiar, hot and a chance of rain. Here's Josh Stone with details.
All right, Ray and Stephanie. Yeah, we have clear conditions right now, but there is a chance for rain to happen later on this afternoon. Most of those rain showers and storms will be inland, but right now waking up to mid to upper 70s, looking pretty good. Radar is quiet, other than one thing I just found. Looks like maybe here it is. We have just maybe a light shower just to the south of Clark Road, east of I-75, and that's about it. That's the only thing I can find on the map right now. 90 will be our high this afternoon, and of course the big story is the red tide, and as you can see, unfortunately, the report that came out yesterday afternoon had a lot of red dots on it showing that we unfortunately have high levels of red tide. When I come back, we'll talk more about the red tide, the forecast, and what the latest in the tropics are happening here. And also, there's something big that's going to be happening over the weekend in the skies, and I'll talk more about that when I return.
Oh, you've got us in suspense now. Thank you, Josh. Let's check the roads. State Road 70, some congestion there eastbound as you approach 301. Otherwise, relatively clear so far in Manatee County. Checking farther south, only red I see is University as you leave Lakewood Ranch, and also down south on 41 as you cross over Clark Road at Stickney Point. And then our final map to the south will show us nothing right now in the red at 6:31 on your Thursday morning.
Our special team coverage continues for our back to school week. Today, the focus is on school lunches.
Marla Spence is live in Manatee County with how schools are providing free lunches for students in need. Marla?
Good morning, guys. I can imagine, just like you and I, students heading back to school this new year will be gaining so many memories when it comes to cafeterias and also lunches. Cafeteria workers here at Daughtry Elementary School, as well as schools across Manatee County, have been getting ready to welcome hundreds of students back to school on Monday. They've been doing things like making sure that the cafeterias are in tip-top shape, as well as stocking away freshly delivered food items that were brought in on big trucks just on yesterday. Now, cafeteria workers have also been at schools throughout the summer to make sure things like refrigerators and stoves are working for the new school year. This year, Regina Toma, the Director of Food and Nutrition Services for Manatee County Schools, tell us in addition to that, they're adding a variety of choices to their menu for middle and high schools. Menu options like build your own burrito or baked potato are choices that the director says may be more favorable with students. She says they get to choose food items that they like while eating healthy. She also tells us many students coming back to school this year are those who participated in a summer feeding program, which wraps up this week. Toma also says, just like the summer months, many of those students usually don't get meals when they're home during the school year.
A lot of hungry kids come back to school. That's true throughout the school year, especially on Mondays, where students may not have food available to them over the weekend. So a lot of our schools have backpack programs sponsored by outside organizations where they provide students on Fridays with backpacks. I've already set this up for Manatee, but it will.
Now, one interesting thing that the director also mentioned to me was an app available called NutriSlice. It's an online and mobile app that allows parents and students to take a look at what's on the school menu. And she also says that parents and students can use that app to add money to a student's lunch account if a student does not receive free lunch. And she also mentioned to me that 60 to 65% of Manatee County students will be receiving free lunch this year. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
News.
Marla, thank you. Sarasota County's new startup school police department continues to grow. Yesterday, the district swore in 2 sergeants and 12 officers. The new department's initial focus will be on the younger students.
Our plan for this year is to serve the elementary schools and to allow our law enforcement partners, who we have long-standing agreements with, to provide officers at our middle and high school to continue to serve there. And then in the following year, we'll move into our middle and high schools.
The goal is to staff 22 elementary schools with SROs by the end of the school year next year. That mission will expand to all 39 schools in the district, including middle and high schools. You still have 2 more days to donate school supplies in the city of Sarasota. They call it Pack the Patrol Car. You can stop by the Sarasota Police Department near Payne Park and drop off donations. And a police cruiser goes till tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Last year, they collected 2,300 plus school supplies. They're in need of supplies for all grade levels, from pens and pencils to backpacks. For a complete list, go to our website, mysuncoast.com.
And as a reminder, all this week we have special team coverage, county by county, everything you need to know to be ready for the start of the new year. From new school security plans to saving money on those school supplies, even healthy lunches. Well, the All Faiths Food Bank has a new tool to fight hunger on the Suncoast. This new truck will be used to pick up and deliver fresh and frozen foods to neighbors in need throughout Sarasota and DeSoto counties. And those first deliveries begin today. Now, of course, ABC7 has teamed up with the All Faiths Food Bank and the Food Bank of Manatee County to help out families in need. If you want to volunteer or you know someone that needs some help, just head online to mysuncoast.com/hunger. Well, some new details this morning about that desert compound in New Mexico where 11 starving children and human remains were found.
5 adults have been charged now with child abuse. Police are also investigating a stunning claim that the children may have been trained to carry out attacks on schools. ABC's Candace Gibson has our story.
One by one, the adults found living on the New Mexico compound were led into court to face child abuse charges. The women, wearing Muslim headscarves, believed to be the parents of the 11 children who were rescued. In court documents, prosecutors allege at least one of the kids was being trained to use a gun in preparation for a school shooting.
There was a shooting range built on the west side of the property.
The documents allege one of the men, Siraj bin Wahaj, instructed the child in the use of an assault rifle. Wahaj is the father of a disabled boy who went missing 8 months ago in Georgia. Investigators believe the human remains found this week are Wahaj's son, found on what would have been the boy's 4th birthday.
Yesterday at 11:19 a.m., we did find remains of a young boy.
The father of the other man arrested, Lucas Morton, said his son texted him to say they were out of money and were starving.
My intentions was to come down here with a care package to give them some money to help them out.
But before he could meet them, the 5 adults were arrested and the children taken into state custody.
5 peaceful adult settlers, trying to homestead and make a better life for themselves. But they just went about it the wrong way.
Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
For the latest on this tragic story, breaking news, plus the forecast, check out our new app under My Suncoast or WWSB.
And check out these algae blooms just an hour and a half south of Sarasota. Now, crews are being hired to clean up the green gunk in Cape Coral yesterday. They did at one of the yacht clubs there at first, but you can see all this in the water. Many, of course, are concerned that it's a temporary solution to a much bigger problem.
I think that it's necessary that we try to clean it the best that we can. But the problem is it will keep reoccurring as Lake Okeechobee is releasing more and more water.
The best solution would be stopping the cause of the algae, what's generating it to bloom and expand.
Now, the county says they're doing what they can with the $700,000 grant for cleanup and safe removal. They started in North Fort Myers, and they're going to continue to other locations that haven't yet been announced.
This is just disturbing. 4 more dead dolphins have been recovered in the Venice and Casey Key area. That makes a total of 6 since Tuesday. Venice Police Marine Patrol have been busy the past 24 hours. 2 of the 6 were found Tuesday night in Venice. 2 more discovered Wednesday morning in Venice. 2 more in North Casey Key yesterday afternoon.
point where our dolphins, who are have a very high tolerance to red tide, or they have the knowledge and ability to get away from the red tide, it's now affecting the dolphins at this point.
The fact that it is starting to affect our dolphins makes us even more nervous about what is to come. We are suspect that these are red tide, just given presentation, what we have seen historically, and how these animals are presenting in the location along with red tide cell count.
They were all taken to Mote Marine's lab for a necropsy to figure out if indeed red tide is to blame in their deaths.
Meanwhile, Mote Marine is taking action to protect sea turtles from all that red tide. We, of course, are in the middle of sea turtle nesting season right now, and many of those hatchlings are having to head out into the ocean. On Monday, Mote took dozens of hatchlings out and released them at the Sargassum Weed Line, which provides some shelter and a mode of transportation. Now, this line is far offshore past all those algae blooms, which helps to make sure that those hatchlings are not released into red tide waters. Still to come on Good Morning Suncoast.
Another earthquake has hit Indonesia. The death toll at this hour is over 300. We'll look at the devastation when we come back. But first, here's a peek at your White House in Washington. 6:40 right now on your Thursday morning. Josh has the forecast for us.
All right, nothing to show you in the radar. We had a little sprinkle just to the south of Clark Road and east of I-75, but that has dissipated, and nothing really happening right now. And we could have some more activity as we go through the afternoon hours, but those showers will be inland. Day planner shows another hot one for us as we'll climb into the low 90s with the heat index of about 100 degrees. But of course, the big story is the red tide. And how long is this going to linger, and how long are we going to smell this for? Well, we'll try to let you know in just a few minutes from now. Stay with us.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Welcome back. It is 6:43, and check this out. It is a massive fire that actually sparked a fire-nado in England this week. It can actually happen after cool air enters the top of hot air, which causes a swirl similar to how a tornado is formed. Is that amazing? Wow. That is just crazy. All right, we had to show you this, but now over to Josh Stone with our forecast.
Yeah, that's
today.
Impressive. Boy, fortunately, we don't have anything like that here. Our radar is very quiet, so we're going to just move on, and we could have a few showers and storms that develop inland later this afternoon, but right now everything is quiet. 75 degrees, and our wind is out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. That's actually pretty nice because that southeasterly wind is kind of keeping that smell of the red tide offshore, but once we have that sea breeze kick in, and thanks to an area of high pressure that's to the east coast, or actually off the east coast of Florida, as it slips further southward, we're going to have that return flow around it coming up from the southwest and west, especially over the weekend, and that's unfortunately going to blow that smell and that irritation from the red tide inland. And last week, I think we did a story about people complaining that they could smell and be irritated by the red tide about 10 miles inland. So this is not looking good. This is the latest report that came out yesterday. You can see a lot of red dots here on the map showing where the high levels are, and all the way from Manatee County down to Sarasota, all the way through Charlotte, even Lee County and down to Collier. We do have issues with the red tide being at a very high level. So that's kind of unfortunate. We have to deal with this for quite some time, so hopefully something will change and this will go away. Now, do you guys have any big plans over the weekend at all? Anything fun?
Rearrange my sock drawer.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Rearrange the sock drawer. Okay. Well, I have tickets to not the greatest show on earth, because I guess that's over. But I have tickets to the greatest show in the solar system because this weekend we're going to have the Perseid meteor shower. The moon will set early, making for much better viewing. And, you know, back in 2016, we had about 200 meteors an hour during this shower. This year, only about 60 to 70, but that's still a lot. And the best time to see it will be anywhere from midnight to dawn and peaks after midnight. So if you have a chance, especially kids just before they go to school next Monday, you have a perfect viewing of it on Saturday night. Anyway, we're looking at this area of high pressure I talked about to the east coast of Florida. That return flow around it coming up from eventually the southwest and the west, especially over the weekend. And that's going to ignite these storms inland and then push those storms eastward. See what happens here on the Futurecast. Just the beginnings of this now, as we're having that transition of the southeasterly wind becoming southwest. But that's what's going to happen today and then tomorrow and then over the weekend. Most of the heavier storms will remain inland. Speaking of heavy storms, we still have a tropical storm in the northern Atlantic, and this is Debbie. Debbie is moving towards the north and east. Boating forecast looks pretty good. Southwesterly wind at 5 to 10 knots, seas at 1 to 2 feet with smooth conditions in the bays. So the transition period happens today and tomorrow with not much of a rain chance. Most of the rain will be inland when these storms get going, and then over the weekend, the heavier storms, again inland with the westerly wind taking place. Back to school forecast, a high of 89. Mostly sunny to begin with, partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, and then those heavier storms that develop, but those will blow eastward and well away from most of our viewing areas, so that's good. All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Josh. Let's take a look outside and check out some of that first alert traffic. We are definitely seeing a few more delays on this map right now in Manatee County. 301 coming from Bradenton, heading towards, heading a little bit farther south. Lots of delays in that area. You can see lots of red and yellow on that map in that area as well. In Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad just yet. Starting to see a couple of those traffic hot spots pick up there a little bit, especially around University Parkway, Fruitville, and Bee Ridge Road. Starting to get a little bit busy around this time of the morning. And then if your commute is going to take you a little bit farther south in the area, both 75 and 41 are both still running pretty smooth at this hour. Not too bad out there. 6:48, that is your first alert traffic.
Developing overnight in Jacksonville, a real mystery here. A man is accused of shooting at a passing police officer. He then ran away, but then encountered two other officers. They exchanged gunfire. One officer and the suspect were taken to the hospital. It happened near a Waffle House. The officer is now in stable condition and is expected to make a full recovery.
Another earthquake, this time a 5.9 magnitude, has hit Indonesia. Now it comes just 4 days after a 6.9 quake devastated that area. At this hour, the death toll there is about 347. Relief agencies, though, they say it could be days before the full extent of all of the damage from both of those quakes is actually known.
New this morning, a Republican congressman from Buffalo hopes to win re-election despite some new criminal charges filed against him. Congressman Chris Collins of Buffalo, no relation, was arrested yesterday after allegations of insider trading. As of this morning, he says he plans to fight those charges. The allegations stem from his position as a board member with an Australian pharmaceutical company and a series of exchanges made during a congressional picnic. The congressman is up for re-election in the fall and says he is not going to drop out of the race. It is left up to the voters there. 6:49 right now, still ahead our top 7 headlines before 7 a.m.
And that includes a final look at your Thursday forecast and why I have decided to become an NFL player.
A kicker, a punter?
Whatever it takes just to be able to eat 9,000 calories.
Oh, I see.
I'm going to tell you that story
That's
next.
Your angle. First, let's peek outside how it looks outside our studios. There's the Sarasota Bay. Looks a little overcast so far. We'll check the forecast. You have the top 7 after this.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
When ABC7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather, we're here for you.
Thank you.
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his
I
backpack.
can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
All children deserve a shot at success, and it starts with having all of the necessary school supplies. ABC7 is partnering with Gettle SOS Support Our Students to make sure Suncoast kids have everything they need to succeed. Go to Gettle.com for drop-off locations and to see other ways you can help out. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
All right, coming up this morning on Good Morning America, just why did an airline take 2 kids that were flying alone off a plane, put them in a hotel, all without telling their parents? Well, we'll have the story just after 7 on GMA. Well, it is 6:53, and here is your top 7 before 7.
First off, Josh Stone's First Alert weather forecast.
All right, Ray and Stephanie, we're going to have another warm one with temperatures climbing into the low 90s, and our heat index value, or the feel-like temperature, will be around 100 degrees. Partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. A few showers could get going later on today. Of course, the red tide is the big story, and we have high levels of it, unfortunately, along the west coast of Florida. And the tropics remain very quiet. Now let's go to the traffic master, Ray Collins.
Oh, you're too kind.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right. I'm overbilled on that one. Live up my expectations here. There's a little problem there in 301 northbound as you approach downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, no major delays right now on the Suncoast.
All right, number 3 in our back-to-school team coverage. Sarasota County is working to cut down on food that's wasted in cafeterias, and Manatee County is making sure that kids in need get healthy and free school lunches.
Number 4, there are changes coming to the Oscars. The Academy has announced a new category for achievement in popular film. Oh, good, more categories.
Yes.
Yawn. And they'll keep the show to under 3 hours now, they promise.
I think that's a good thing.
Good start.
Number 5, 4 more dead dolphins have been recovered in the Venice-Casey Key area. That makes a total of 6 since Tuesday. Now, those dolphins were transported to Moat Marine for a necropsy to determine if red tide is to blame in those deaths.
Number 6, football is back. Preseason starts tonight for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They'll take on the Dolphins in a preseason matchup in Miami, 7 o'clock tonight.
That is right. And number 7, what's trending? 9,000 calories every day. That's how much the Bucs defensive end Noah Spence says he eats to bulk up for the season. He has packed on 35 pounds by eating 9 meals a day, including 7 protein shakes.
I've done that.
On a Saturday. His glorious diet includes pasta, a little bit more pasta, potatoes, PB&J sandwiches, turkey, steak, more pasta. His trainer actually weighed in, and they said they had to stop feeding him. They tried to introduce like quinoa and vegetables into this diet, but they had to stop because he was actually losing weight.
He is so lucky.
He works out so hard, and they've got all the preseason practicing and camp and all that kind of stuff, so it's pretty amazing.
It always amazes me how actors and actresses are able to put on 30 pounds for a role.
Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey, those are 2 of the ones that really can have that weight fluctuate up and down.
They put it on and then take it off when the movie's over.
And then Tom Hanks, he lost like 65 pounds for Castaway.
Yeah, he did that too. I mean, it is interesting how they do all that, but 9,000 calories a day. Let's play football.
Right. Starts tonight in Miami. Buccaneers in action. Thanks for watching Good Morning Suncoast. We'll see you tomorrow on ABC 7.